So we're going to look at personal effectiveness again for today's session. We looked at learning outcome 1 yesterday, and like I said, we just got a simple grading structure here. It's just a pass mark, which is fantastic. So on learning outcome 1, we looked at what it takes to be a good manager or a good leader. We looked at different skills, and it was quite in depth, and it had a lot of skills that it takes to be able to manage effectively. Today is a pretty short one. We've only got 2 assessment criteria. So learning outcome 2 is understand the importance of motivation for personal effectiveness. So we've got 2.1, explain the importance of motivation for personal effectiveness in organizations. And then we have 2.2, analyze your own motivation and how it affects performances.
Right.
So we're going to go into the PowerPoint. Like I showed you yesterday, all of this is in the learning environment in Moodle. So anything that I use, you'll be able to access as well later on, whenever you want to look through it.
Okay.
I'll just make this bigger. So there you go. So personal effectiveness. So we're looking at understanding the importance of motivation for personal effectiveness. So for 2.1, I'm just going to read the question again. So explain the importance of motivation for personal effectiveness in organizations. So this here is telling you what motivation is. So motivation is that thing that is called the inner drive, your inner energy. It's something that makes you want to do something. So it's your inner wishes. So your inner drive, it causes you to do something, and it causes you to actually keep going at it. So like you're doing this course that you want to, you had an urge inside that I want to be able to do studying. I want to get a certain goal. So you've taken on this course so you can get to that certain goal. That is you acting on your inner drive. So your inner drive, it actually helps you to control and also sustain your goals. So it's helping you to actually work towards your goals. It's giving you a good motivation. It's telling you, I want to do this and I'm actually going to act on it and I'm going to do it. So overall, that is what motivation is.
Right. I understand.
Mm-hmm. So going on to personal effectiveness for organizations now. So we've got a couple of ways, a fair few ways that you can boost your motivation and your personal effectiveness. So you need to be accountable. So when I say accountable, it means that if you're saying that I'm going to get these results, you need to stick to it and actually get those results. Do what you need to do to stay on track and go towards achieving the results that you want. So be accountable towards yourself. You need to protect yourself from energy draining and toxic people. So this means you just need to not let people who are going to say, oh, you can't do this, you're too old for this, or you're a woman or you're a man, you've got children, you've got responsibilities, you shouldn't do this. So you need to stay away from those negative people, because we all know people that want to stop you from achieving. So stay away from them.
Right. That's true.
You've got to surround yourself with positive, constructive, solution-focused people, and this is very true. You need to surround yourself with people who are like-minded like you, that they're going to give you positive influences, that if you go to them and just want to talk to them about anything in particular. So if you're struggling on a particular course that you're doing, or if you're not sure about which way to go career-wise, or if you have an important decision to make, but you just want to talk about it first. You don't want to go to someone who's going to say, oh, it's all right, you can't do it anyway. You want someone who will sit there and actually listen to you and maybe give you positive solutions. Because sometimes when someone just sits there and listens, that's the best thing. So declutter. So when we talk about decluttering, it's get rid of all the mess. So keep your mind clear. Like I said yesterday about procrastination is where you keep thinking too much. I have too many things to do, and you just really block your mind up. With this, mentally, just clear your mind, and also the area that you're working in. If you're working in a room that's completely messy, it's going to really bother you. So sort that area out and make it productive for you. And then the most important things to do first thing in the morning is that you have to make sure that you've got your priorities sorted out, because you need to know, what is my priority for today? What tasks do I need to handle? What meetings do I need to attend? Or what phone calls should I make? If you get that sorted out and get them tackled, then the rest of the day is fine. You're going to have a fantastic day. Then you won't worry that I didn't do that important thing.
Yes, I do that every day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very good practice. I like to do it in making to-do lists, because I know if I write it down, I want to go and tick it off and say, right, it makes me feel very happy when I put that tick next to it.
Right. And it makes my life really easy.
Yeah. 100% it does. And then you've got a few more points. So commit to learning, which is exactly what you're doing right now. You're improving your mindset, you're developing yourself, you're on a new course, you're working towards your goal. And then also break down your goals into small manageable chunks. So I'm not sure what it is that you're working towards, but your ultimate career choice that you want to go towards, you've set within that career. You can't just click your fingers and get to where you want. You need to do certain tasks and certain things before that. So you just break it up into manageable tasks. So go step by step. And then that's how you're going to work towards it. And then also be happy about your successes. So if it's something small or big, always be happy about what you do. So whenever I've achieved something in particular, it might be a small course that I've done, or I might have had a really good lesson. I'll go and I'll let my family know I had a really good lesson today. Or look at this certificate I've just received. I just did a course online. So even in normal life as well, when you've cooked the most perfect dinner, and then you're like, look at this, I was fantastic today. So anything small or big, give yourself that boost. It really does make a difference. I always had it. But,
Yes, you need to celebrate small things in life. That's very
exactly.
important.
I have a very good family member that I'm close to, and I'm always saying, oh, well done to myself, or clapping or something. She's like, nobody is doing what in English, what do we say, saying that you did fantastic. Nobody's doing your tarif, but you're doing it for yourself. I said, if nobody else is going to do it, I'm going to do it. So it's always a good thing to do. And then obviously organization is a very big thing. So you need to be organized so that you're actually successful in the market that you're in, so that you can grow within your market. So we've got human resources. So things like human resources, it's things like physical, financial, and human resources. So you need these to be able to accomplish your goals. So when you're motivated, those human resources, they can be utilized. So you're making full use of them. So human resources are things like your employees, your team members, or anybody that's there to help you out.
Okay. People who work around you.
Yes. So whoever's in your team, so just put them to the best of use. Because I know sometimes you'll end up thinking, right, it's all right, I'll do this task on my own, or I'll complete this on my own. But if you've got someone there to help, get them to help you. It's the best possible way. And then things are done quicker because you're sharing your responsibilities. And then leads to achievement of organizational goals. So these are, there's a utilization of resources, like we said. So use the people around you, use the money that you have, use the time that you have, and use it to the best way possible for what you want to do. So make sure the employees, the people that you hire as well, that they're goal directed. So they and both of you have got the same goals in mind. So you know that you all want to go towards the same direction, and that they actually act in a way that will achieve those goals. So they're not just sitting there and being lazy and saying, oh, someone will do it, it's fine. It's like, no, you're working hard, they're working hard, and you're both going to achieve that goal. And then again, if you work together in coordination and be cooperative with each other, you can actually achieve those goals together with yourself, with your team. You can just work all together and you'll get to where you want to go. And then also, I think this is a really important thing. So you need to build a friendly relationship. So when you're motivated, you're actually motivating your employees as well. You're keeping them satisfied. You're helping them work towards their goals and your goals. So you're all working together. So when you're sort of like, say if you're hiring employees and you want to keep them, you want to make sure that they don't go off anywhere else, you need to have a good incentive plan. So when I say incentive plan, it means that you need to have a good thing there that makes them want to stay with you. So you might want to have things like money incentives or non-money incentives. So if they complete the certain tasks, then they might get a bonus at the end of the year, or they might get a small bonus if they complete tasks on the time that they're meant to be done. So you might even want to say that they might be able to promotion, so they might be able to get a higher position within the organization that you're working in. And then there's disincentives for inefficient employees. So these are people that who aren't working very well. So they've got things set into place where they might have to report to you weekly or daily. They might need to work under somebody else and have their work checked regularly. You might say that if you're not going to continue your post, or if you're not going to do work properly, ultimately you might end up not having a job. So you need to have those set in place as well. So have good things set in place, and also have things set in place where you can encourage your employees to actually do their job. And then motivation, it also leads to stability of workforce. So what this means is that you're going to have a very good workforce who are happy to work with each other because they're all motivated to, be there and to do the work. So this will give you a good public image, and it will actually attract other people who want to join the company. Because when you have very big organizations, when new people are applying, what they'll do is they'll check on the reviews for old employees. Everything is on the internet these days. So if there's employees saying, oh, the management is really bad, if there's an employee every 5 weeks, or even if they see you advertising too often, they're going to think, no, this is not a good place for me to work. But if they see that there's not many job opportunities opening up here, or that people actually stick to the same job for a number of years, then you'll probably get a lot more people coming in. And then again, time management, just make sure everything's done in the right time. Again, higher retention rates, that's the same as what I just mentioned earlier about being able to keep your employees so they're not chopping and changing. They're not leaving constantly, or you're not hiring people constantly, because it costs money and time to advertise for interviews and to get new people in. So lead a good relationship between your employee and the management teams. So make sure you're talking to each other, and actually let your employees feel like they're valuable, that their input within the work is what's helping your company go forward, so that what they do, you're happy with. And then we go into lower absenteeism. So that is where people are being absent, so they're not turning up to work. So if somebody doesn't like coming into work, they're not happy with the management, they're not happy with the environment of the work, they're going to be phoning in sick a lot, aren't they? But if you create an environment where they're happy to come into work, you're not going to have that many people phoning in saying, right, I'm not feeling well. It'll just be genuine where they really are not well, not because they're finding an excuse to not coming in.
Can you please repeat the higher retention rates again?
Yeah, the higher retention rates is where, when you want to, so retention means to keep. So to keep something. So in a business, you want to keep all the people that are working for you.
You need
So
to captivate your employees, right?
yeah. So all it is that you're wanting to keep your employees, you want to keep them in the job. So if they're feeling happy and they've got a good relationship with you and the management, the people in charge, then they're going to feel valuable. So you're going to make sure that you keep them happy and that you actually let them know that they are good for the job and that you're happy with what they do. And then that will keep your retention, so you'll keep them in your job.
Right. I got it.
Is that okay? Fantastic. So we've got one more slide for 2.1. And on here, the last points for motivations are it influences creativity. So when you're motivated, you want to work and you're more motivated to actually think of new things because you're happy in your environment. If you're not happy in your environment, you've got blocks in your mind and you don't want to do it. You're thinking about other things. But when you're happy, when you're motivated, it'll help you be creative and learn new things and even think of new ideas. So motivation will also influence learning, ability, and self-improvement. So when you're motivated, you want to advance faster. You want to learn new things because intrinsically, so inside, you're actually happy to be focusing on your tasks, on your goals. So you're working towards them because you really want to reach that end destination. And then the last point is influence. The motivation influences determination. So it helps you be determined. It helps you say, right, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to work towards it. So all of these points that we've just covered, they all influence. Your motivation actually influences every single little point. So being motivated is a very big factor in your own effectiveness and for your employees. Selma, do you have any questions for 2.1?
No, thank you. I understand it.
Fantastic. They're all quite similar, really, if you think about it. All of these points is about making yourself improve. It's about making your employees improve. It's just to be around good influences. So it's quite a nice, simple one.
Yes, it's pretty simple.
And then the second question, which is on here, because remember there's only 2 learning assessment criteria. So 2.2 is analyze your own motivation and how it affects performances. So there's some skills that are involved in enhancing your own motivation. So they are to be committed to your personal or your organizational goals. So go that extra step, go that extra mile, make sure you're stepping out and actually trying to achieve them. So it might be for you, but it might be for your business. Set yourself high but realistic goals. So make sure you set high goals, but make sure that they're actually workable. So you don't want to say that I want to be a multi-millionaire by the end of the year. So you need to actually say that I like to have, this is my turnover, this is the profit that I would like to work towards. See, make sure that it's actually achievable. So make sure you get feedback as well. So feedback could be from, this is where you ask the people around you their opinions. So you can ask your staff, so the people who work for you, what they think. Ask the people that come to your business for services, so your clients, your customers. Ask them what they think. And then all of this feedback actually helps you to improve your business because you will find out what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And then you can fix things or keep doing the right things. So seek out opportunities, and when they do come to you, grab them by the horns and say, this is what I'm going to be doing. So actively make sure that you're looking for opportunities here.
Right.
Just 1 minute, please. And then also be able to deal with setbacks and continue to pursue your goals. So like we said, if something goes wrong, it's okay, it's gone wrong. Think about it, find out what went wrong, but then work on it. So you know that I didn't actually, there's some steps that I should have taken, but I rushed through things. Just make sure next time you do that, you don't rush through it and you're actually double checking, triple checking, making sure that everything is done. And then we've got this lovely little image here where it shows types of motivators. So we've got something called intrinsic and extrinsic. Now, so much, you know, I think Selma's been logged out. I'll just wait for her to get back on. Hi, you're back.
Yes, I'm.
No worries. I paused. I realized you weren't there, so I've not done this slide yet. We're still together. So I was just talking about this image that we've got here, and it's about the types of motivators. And then I wanted to know, do you know what intrinsic or extrinsic actually mean?
No, please.
I'll explain. No worries. Intrinsic is something that's inside you. So these are the motivators that are that you feel inside. So this is like what you know, when you feel like you belong, when you feel curiosity, when you're feeling love, when you're happy about and you're wanting to learn, you know, that's all these things that happen within your mind, is within your body. Extrinsic means outside, so things that happen outside of you. So these are things like when you're earning money, or if you're scared of punishments, and so on with there. So I'll be 1 moment. So like I said, so intrinsic is what's happening on the inside, and extrinsic means outside. So in for inside, X for outside. So a few of these things are like, when extrinsic is like fear of failure, fear of punishment, things like money, rewards, and so on. And here's a little bit of what intrinsic means. So intrinsic motivation occurs when we act without any obvious external rewards. We simply enjoy an activity or see it as an opportunity to explore, learn, and actualize our potentials. So this is, to summarize, intrinsic means when we do things even though we don't see a reward for ourselves. We just enjoy doing this. We love this activity. We want to learn. We want to explore. So we're happy about doing this, even if we might not earn money out of it, even if we might not get a qualification out of it. We just want to do it because it makes us happy.
Right.
And then intrinsic motivation.
It can be actually anything, right? Any
Yeah.
activity that's in your life. Like I love going to gym, or I love going for swimming. That's intrinsic, right?
Yes. That's true. So you like going to the gym, it's because you really enjoy it. I mean, the plus point of that is you'll maintain your weight or you'll get to a healthy weight. But the reason that you're actually doing it is because you like that exercise, you're happy about swimming, you're happy about exercising in the gym. So you would, even if it's something like, if you like cooking, you might just be happy about being there and doing it, or reading a book. You know, it's anything to do with your life, yes. So we've got intrinsic motivation. This is our last slide. And so intrinsic motivation, it not only affects your enjoyment and interest, but it also affects your satisfaction and performance. So while you're working, so intrinsic motivation actually produces these results. So it can be increased productivity. So employees who feel good about their jobs and their performance tend to perform at a higher level. So these are the effects that intrinsic will actually have upon that. And then that's the end of these PowerPoint. What we'll do is we'll have a look at where these things are on Moodle, and we'll just go through some documents that are on there.
Okay.
Yeah, because the other ones will be, we've got a lesson tomorrow when we go over Learning Outcome 3.
Do we have a lesson tomorrow?
Yes, at 12:30 tomorrow. And then we'll have the next one on Monday.
Oh, that's good, because tomorrow's Friday, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the message.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's at 5, it's at 12 your time and 5 my time, right?
Yes. So no, it's 12:30 my time, 5:30 your time.
Okay.
So it's just half an hour. All the other lessons will be at 12, but this tomorrow's one is 12:30.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
So we've got the unit specification sheet that I've been looking at, which is this one, that just tells you all the questions that are on it. There's some hidden at the bottom here as well. And then we've got the assignment brief, which we'll go over on the assignment day. And then we've got Learning Outcome 2 over here. This is the PowerPoint that we've just been looking at. So you can pop back in and just see, you know, what we've just learned over today. So everything is in the learning environment for you. So Salma, do you have any questions?
That is the end. Thank you. I understand everything.
Yeah, because it is quite a short. I'm just going to turn the recording off.